Okay. We are on 1-4, the distributive property, found on page 25 and goes through 32. Here's where it is in the book, 1-4, the distributive property. Let's go ahead and define the distributive property. So with letters, I'm going to use first. So if I have A, parenthesis, B plus C, this is where I'm going to take the letter A and I'm going to distribute. Distribute means to give to everything on the inside of the parentheses. So this would be A times B plus A times C. So AB plus AC. Also, the letter A does not have to be in front of the parentheses. It could also be on the right side of the parentheses. Even if it's on the right side of the parentheses, I'm still going to go ahead and I'm going to distribute to both. It doesn't matter which one you give to first. So let's go ahead and still do A to B, then A to C. So that would be A times B plus A times C, which is still AB plus AC. An example, let's say 4 parentheses 2x plus 5. I would go ahead and I would distribute. I would get 4 times 2x plus 4 times 5. That would give me 8x plus 20. That would be the same thing even if the 4 is on the other side. 2x plus 5, 4 on the right side of the parentheses, I would go ahead and I would distribute. 4 times 2x plus 4 times 5. 8x plus 20. Mr. Bourne, can the 20 be in front of the 8x? Could I have 20 plus 8x? Those are the same thing. It does not matter, but typically we put the variable in front, but it doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and look at our example 3. We're going to skip example 1 and 2. On example 3, it says rewrite each expression using the distributive property, then simplify. Here's my 7. I'm going to distribute. So I get 7 times 3w minus 7 times 5. 21w minus 35. Letter B. I should have, on letter B, let me go ahead and look at letter B in the book. The parentheses should be just like this. Now I need to distribute the 4, so I'm going to give the 4 to everything inside that I see. So I'm going to say 4 times 6v squared plus 4 times v minus 4 times 3. That's a minus sign, so I like to put my signs where they go. This would be 24v squared plus 4v minus 12. Go ahead and try 3a. 3a, if I distribute, I get 2 times 8 plus 2 times 4n, 16 plus 8n. I want us to get used to writing the variable first, 8n plus 16, but these are the same, so it doesn't matter. Go ahead and try 3b. Pause the video and try. On 3b, I distribute. So I would get negative 6 times r plus negative 6 times 3g minus, so when I put the minus, I get negative 6 times t. Negative 6 times r, negative 6r, negative 6 times 3g, negative 18g, and I taught you this. If I have a minus by a negative, it becomes a plus. If I take negative 6 times negative, this is really a 1, so negative 1, that's a positive. 2 negatives make a positive, minus negative becomes a plus. So that would be plus 6t. That is my answer. I cannot combine like terms yet. Go ahead and try letter 3C. On 3C, I distribute the -3, so -3 times 2 minus -3 times 5Q. The minus came in between. Minus negative becomes a plus. -6 plus 15Q. Pause the video for 3D and try. 3D, I have -4 times -8 minus -4 times 3m. Minus negative becomes a plus. -4 times -8 is positive 32, plus 4 times 3 is 12m. Just like this 15Q, I could write this in front and say 12m plus 32. It's a little bit more correct, but you don't have to. Let's go ahead and define like terms. Like terms is whenever you have the same variable and same exponent. Variable exponent, same base, because that's going to be our exponent, and so our base and our exponent is the same. So both of those combined is actually considered the same power like I taught you before. Here's what I mean. If I have 4x squared plus 3x to the third, these are not like terms because I have x squared, x to the third. Those are not like terms. They have to have the same variable and same exponent. 8x to the fourth plus 6x to the fourth. These are like terms. X to the 4, x to the 4. How many do I have? 14x to the fourth. We just combine them. We don't multiply, we combine them. And you keep the exponent of both. So let's go ahead and look at example 4. Example 4 says simplify 17u plus 25u. U and u is the same thing. So I could take 17 plus 25. That would be 42u. I have 42u. Now if I were to use the distributive property, they both have a u, so I can literally take a u out. That would be the same thing as 17 plus 25 u on the outside. That would be 42u. But this is doing too much, so I'm going to focus on this. So we just need to get better at combining like terms. Let's go ahead and look at letter B. T squared t minus t. T squared is by itself, so I bring that down because it does not have a like term. 3t minus 1t, those are like terms. 3 minus 1 is 2t. That is my final answer. Go ahead and try 4a. Pause the video and try. These are like terms. You should get 6 minus 4 is 2n. Pause the video on 4b and try. This is by itself. 13b is by itself. 13 is by itself. This is called simplified. I cannot do anything with it. Pause the video for 4c and try. 4y to the third is by itself. These are like terms. If I have plus 2, so if I have 2, take away 8. That means I'm in debt. How much am I in debt? 6. I'm in debt 6, so minus 6, y. The 5 is by itself, so I bring that down. There's no like term for the 5, so I bring down the plus 5. That is my answer. On 4D, pause the video and try. On 4D, we have 7a, 2a. These are like terms. 7 minus 2 is 5a. The 4 is by itself. The minus 6a squared is by itself. Now, typically, we want to write these in order with the largest exponent first, so I want to practice that. So this would be negative 6a squared plus 5a plus 4. Either one of these is correct, but this is putting it in order. You didn't have to have that. On example 5, it says use the expression twice the difference of 3x and y increased by 5 times the sum of x and y. So let's go ahead and look at this. Use the expression twice the difference. Twice means multiply by 2. Different means I need parentheses. Like I taught you, difference means to subtract with parentheses. Difference of 3x and y. And then this is increased. So this is increased by 5 times the sum. Sum means to add, but put in parentheses, of x and to y. This is my algebraic expression. 2 times 3x minus y plus 5 times x plus 2y. Now letter B says simplify. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distribute. This becomes 6x minus 2y. If I distribute the 5, this becomes 5x plus 10y. If I combine like terms, 6x plus 5x is 11x. Negative 2y plus 10. Det 2 plus 10, I subtract, I get 8. I'm not in debt because the 10 is larger, 8y. That is my simplified expression. Go ahead and pause the video for the next guided practice. Pause the video and try. On letter A, write an algebraic expression. It says use the expression 5 times the difference. So 5 times the difference means to subtract. Parenthesis. Q squared, and R. Q squared and R. Okay? Then we have plus 8 times the sum. Sum means to add, but put it in parentheses. 3q and 2r. There is my algebraic expression. So now I can go ahead and simplify by distributing. This throws me off. This is really a time sign, so I'm going to just keep that as a 5 because I don't need the time sign. That was a little dot. So I would take 5 times q squared minus 5 times r plus 8 times 3q plus 8 times 2r. 5q squared minus 5r plus 24q plus 16r. Now I'm looking for like terms. 5q squared does not have a like term. 24q does not have a like term. Negative 5 plus 16. Det 5 plus 16. 16 is larger, but I need to subtract. 16 minus 5 is 11. And I'm out of debt because the 16 was larger. So I'm not in debt. I'm out of debt. That is our final answer. And we are done.